Namaste! Grand Rising, Big Cat. Welcome or welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for your message or massages. Come in! Come on! I've got intel. Recon is afoot. Yes, Big Cat. I've got messages and massages. Intel, baby. How are you, darling dear? Grand Rising, come in. Come on. Just giving it a moment for the big cats to assemble. Wagwan, London G. Fist bump. Seen. I seen ya. Oracle 7100. Alexis Holmes. Big Cat Wave. Wagwan. Let's dive in, darling, because I've got quite a bit to unpack today as we talk about what? Your family members, blood. Your biggest haters, but they are the wind beneath your wings. Yes, baby, and they were walls, the scum betwixt your toes, darling dears. Yes, but I digress. Let's carry on. The sun in Sagittarius squares Neptune in Pisces, no less. Today it may feel difficult to live in the moment as your mind seems to wander and daydream, wandering and daydreaming, lollygaggling. Good golly and gosh, you haven't got the time, darling dear. You're far too busy. Get great, yeah? However, just like you, if you're going to force yourself to go into daydreaming today, darling dears, the moon has got something for you. Hey, the moon is being skullduggerous as per usual, has entered Virgo, no less. Which is going to motivate you to take your health more seriously, darling dears. You're going to be a bit OCD on the rearrangements and the organizations of your domicile and your whole life. You're going to look at your whole regiments in everything, darling dear. Reevaluation is on the tableau, darling dears. Take the energy and use it to your highest good, as only a big cat can, as your Big Cat Chronicles continues. Your family members, the biggest haters. Yes, baby, they hate your guts, they hate your eyelashes, they hate that you run away like Tinky Winky and you ain't coming back, blood. You're the family member that don't mind being uninvited to everything. Fist bumpity bump bump. Hey. Some people like to test their gangster by going away for a few years and then coming back to some kind of family shindig to see if they can just sit there and be amongst people who you know are skullduggerous, who hate your guts, who is defaming your character as soon as you dare turn your back or get up from the tableau, darling dears. Some people want to be gangster like that. Me personally, I ain't got the hairline for it, darling dears. My edges are important to me. I love a good ponytail, especially when put in said pass behind me. Fist bump. Fist bump. Hey! Had to double down on it, darling dears. You already know, Big Cat. You already know whom to cut off or have cut off from your life. Yes, and they are salty, just like Piers Morgan. Yes, when Megan, right? Harry's lovely wife, right, cut him off. He hasn't gotten over it. Even when Alex Beresford cussed him out, right, on Good Morning Britain. Because I'm telling you, what's the matter with him? Right? Listen. Anyhow, I digressed again, but I've got so much to unpack, Big Cat. Your family, right, is feeling as though your personal successes, right, is an effrontery to them, darling dear. And guess what, Big Cat? It's hitting them differently. Yes. They was casting aspersion, saying this and that about you. Next thing you know, their mouths were shut. Next thing you know, they're taking note. Next thing you know, they're trying to reach out from the crevice of the devil's balls, no less. Never mind. Never mind. This is what I keep saying. Never mind. It's not on my mind to what? Reconnect to any situation that I've disconnected from, Big Cat. You have your whole ancestral team. You don't need what? Live and kicking haters, waiting to take any tidbit you give them back to the horde. Who's the horde? The family members, Black, who ain't doing better than you. They're going through all sorts of dysfunctional crises. Their progeny is for the streets, darling dear. Yes. Let's talk about it. They see you focused on your goals, your dreams, and your ambitions, while they practice lack in their life. Yes. They're going to the what? The bottom of their memory, that pit of wickedness, right? To dig up this and that about you, darling dear, and address you no longer live at. Yes, baby, when you perpetrated these mistakes, darling dear, you was in dummy bat mode. Nothing wrong with that, darling dear. I was there for 50 years, over half of 100, right? But when you're there until you're not, darling dear. And right about now, the fact is, you are not. Yes, baby. Winners look at a situation and ask, what is the reality of said situation? Big Cat, the way my shiznai is set up, baby. You're my bestie. Pinky's up and Pinky swear. Right? You know I've got to share these peccadillos with you. They want to ease their conscience, darling dear, also whilst giving the maid, right, full on shade. And guess who they see as the maid, Big Cat? I know, I had to look past me as well, because it's not me, Black. I have given up that role when I gave back my official dummy bat, darling dear, and decided what my cranium and my life and everything I had going on, darling dear, did not what? Depend on it going through their backyard. These things we realize as we continue to what? Raise our vibration, darling dear. Become entrepreneurs of life. Because life is a game. But you must learn how to play it. This is the type of people that get mad and jealous and envious if you don't respond to whatever what? Subterfuge and bull swanky they want to put on your path. When your path is what? The high road, darling dear. Not taking the high road in that situation that they created. No, the high road what you're on, darling dear, as you continue to what? Live in your north node. They long for your touch, your energy, your ideas. They long for your people-pleasing skills, darling dears. Perish the thought. Indeed, I perished the thought. I'm going to drink my mocha with my pinky up. Hey! Yes, Big Cat. Many things are going on. But I want to talk. Can I have a quick chat with you, Big Cat, before we get into the read about the Skulldugger's family members? I was minding my own business, finding out more shiznai, right? And guess what Putin said? Putin said, right, he's now selling 2 barrels of crude oil for what? A gram of gold. Imagine that, darling dear. The central banking system is changing, darling dear. Everything is about to go online. HSBC is closing 147 branches, darling dears. I keep telling you, you've got to get with it. And guess who turned into the Night King? Rishi Sunak. Yes, baby, he's trying to freeze us all out in the UK. All whilst he's looking in his, what, £700 suits, if not more. Upwards, mate, and onwards for those that are in, what, the know. The rich are getting richer, darling dears. Another person you must pay attention to, what they're doing, darling dear, is whom? Klaus Schwab. He founded the World Economic Forum in 1971, darling dears. I'm telling you, he's well known, or the World Economic Forum is known for its annual meeting, darling dear, which they have in Davos in Switzerland. Yes, Big Cat, I'm dropping some intel on you. You must go and research this. It's very important, right? How else are you going to sock it to the family members? Knowledge is power, and power is power, and power is knowledge. Fist bump. Anyway, like I was saying, the world economic put my teeth back in, darling dear. It's Mercury retrograde. We are in the fringes of it. Please excusez-moi. I get French sometimes, darling dear. It's French. World Economic Forum's memberships, darling dear, has a cross-section of global elite, no less, from private and public sectors, which include what? Prominent CEOs, diplomats, celebrities, media personalities, government officials, religious leaders, and union representatives from around the world. Right? If you're going to pay attention to something this crimbo, instead of what? Crippling yourself, right? With living outside of your what? Normal life, right? Living beyond your means to give your progeny presents. Guess what my progeny is getting this Christmas? They're getting me, darling dear, alive and sane, and not what? Giving out throat punches. They need to understand, darling dear. They have to understand and recognize your pocketbook. But like I was saying, whom you need to be paying attention to, what intel they're putting out, darling dear, is the WEF, the World Economic Forum, darling dears. You need to pay attention to IMF, the International Monetary Banking Fund. Yes, the International Monetary Fund. I got it mixed up with the World Bank, whom you need to pay attention to, darling dears. And you need to pay attention to BIS, the Bank of International Settlements. And while you're at it, darling dear, you better pay attention to what Putin said. He's now trading oil for gold. I told you, I've been telling you, you've got to start investing your assets, darling dears. Invest it in gold, silver, and get yourself a cold wallet, COLD, one which the governments can't touch. Because as we have what? The company of the Night King here in the UK, we are about to go into what? Financial Armageddon, darling dears. And you must batten down the hatches, bestie. You must. Gold and silver coins, yes, and a cold wallet, COLD. The best ones that I've researched all have an X in the name. I'm not going to give you any particular one to look at. You must be the keyboard gangster in your life, darling dears. I can only take you to the water. You have to choose whether or not you want to drink, whether or not you're going to be on the rocks of life in the next 12 or 24 months, or be what? Giving everyone love and light, especially those evil, jealous, right, and hateful family members, as we call in the energies of wisdom, guidance, and protection from Father God, Mother Isis, ancestors, angels, way showers, and spiritual guides. From Keitha to Malkuth, Namaste. Energies, up, big cat, I insist. We've got to dive in and see what go on. We need 2 decks, darling dear. One for they, them, and them. Oh, I've got such a stiffness in my neck, darling dear. Oh my God, I've got to get me a neck massager. Right, let's get cards for them. Do we use the Vampire Tarot deck? Let me just see if I can find it, or is it hiding from me? Sometimes my decks hide from me. I don't know why. I'm friendly. Yes, we've got the Vampire Tarot deck, and we'll use the Goat card for you. Because we need to talk about these family members, guys. And there's no one to check me, boo. Let's get to your runestone up for the day. Remember, big cat, pay attention to the WEF, the World Economic Forum, the IMF, International Monetary Fund, the BIS, right, the Bank of International Settlements, right, and the World Bank. That's what you need to focus on, not breaking the bank on crimbo presents, which they will dash down, darling dear. I told you we're besties and we're going through it together, and I'm going to bring as many of you with me. This is my task. I've told you it's my duty and it's my life purpose. My Chiron is in the 12th house. My Saturn is in the 12th house. So whatever anyone else does to improve themselves or to try and make the world lighter on this Malkuth, I've got to double down and work as hard, if not harder. As must you, bestie, because you know we have to keep on the same level and all that. Remember, pay attention to those 4 organizations. Get your assets into gold and silver coins and get yourself a cold wallet ASAP. When you earn any money, at least 10 or 15% should go back into investing of self, darling dear, or investing in something. Use that 10% to invest in gold or silver coins. Get your cold wallet going, darling dears. You can invest in gold if you want to, because remember, things are about to go high, high, high. Why? Because Putin is selling his crude oil, the same crude oil I would like to purchase 1 barrel from once I find a big cap with oil refinery and international shipping, darling dear. Listen, but anyway, Putin is selling his crude oil, 2 barrels for a gram of gold. Get it while it's reasonable, darling dears. Don't hitch, and don't say I can't. We don't understand that word, not here at Don't Get Smoked Central. Fist bump. Yeah, baby. If we're going to get one, let it be judgment, darling dear. They're under judgment, I'm telling you. And they would like to what? Return in your life like Mac the Knife. They want to reach out from the other side. Listen, the other side had you what? With a reverse friar tuck, being a people pleaser. Yes, as they bent over and busted it wide. They chose to what? Earmark you for black sheep status, darling dears. They used your ideas like it was what fodder, darling dears. Like you was the one that was crack on crazy when you spoke the truth, when you spoke up for yourself, when you what stood up against injustices. They laughed you out. They tried to drum you out of a situation that you was begging to leave. Listen, judgment represented by the letters D, right? The number 80, 81, 82, and 83, darling dears. Judgment is also represented by fire, water, and Pluto energy. It's the liberator. And it also speaks about what final examination. Some of us are going through our final exam in the eyes of the Most High, darling dear, as we are gifted with a second chance to bend the matrix, a second chance to undo the paradigms we were all born into. Darling dears, transformation is on the tableau, a full-on change of status as you understand that your steps, big cat, they're being divinely ordered. They are. Your promotion is a surety, darling dears, but you have to continue to what? Pour into yourself, love on thyself. I told you I live by these 5 things. Love the Most High, Father, God, Mother, Isis, and my ancestors. Yes! Love myself next. After that is my progeny, your progeny, if you have them, darling dear. Because you can't love them and teach them in the way you want them to go if you don't love yourself. Why? You will stay in toxic relationships amongst toxic family members and let your progeny watch you, witness you being pushed around. Listen, big cat, the 4th and the 5th thing is the body in the bag. Steady body, steady mind. And never you forget, winners never quit, quitters never win, big cat. Our race, I nearly said rice, Freudian slip, meant to come out. Rice is supposed to be fortunate, especially if you're dreaming about it, darling dear. Anyone eating it? Yes, baby. Or you eating it in a dream? Again, I digress. But let's carry on. The race is not for the swift, darling dear. It's for those that move in silence, right? But whatever you do, you keep it moving. Yeah, move it. You can't what? Be the stone that gathers moss. This is not the time to be turning the page back, darling dear. They're going through some real what? Mind-blowing stuff, guys. Judgment, this means the karma has found their address for their dastardly deeds. Oh well. Yes, baby. Because Pluto is what? The 10th planet. The 10th planet is what? Of regeneration, the regeneration of you, big cat. But it's also what? One of obsession. Pluto also rules the reproductive system, the gonads, as well as cell production, darling dear. What's the matter? What's going on? Are they reproducing amongst themselves? Good God, they're like roaches. Cockroaches. Good God. No hierarchy there, darling dears. They're all in it to win it. They shit where they eat. Yes, they do. They do. I'm not telling any lies. I come with the truth proof. Pinkies up. Base of their deck, darling dear. What's this? The two of what? What did I say? Trapped in toxic cycles, darling dears. Look at all of that red and yellow. That's the passion, the fire from a bottom feeder. It's on its face, darling dear. Reverse root chakra, unable to manifest themselves out of what? Even a paper bag, darling dears. Yes, baby. Stuck in these dismal paradigms, right? Before we go any further, let's see what the ancestors got to say about this. We're going to use the Wisdom of the Witches Oracle. Lord Jesus, if I ever tell you, Big Cat, it's 1 degrees in the UK, and right about now, I've got to cut my fan on here, right? Because I'm telling you, my temperature's on a full-on 42. I got to remember to turn on the heating so I can defrost the progeny. You think I'm joking? Listen. Sometimes I blame it on them, darling dears. I say to Karma and O'Shea, because they were my last two, and both of them were through emergency C-sections. I said, look at this. I had to be cut in half for you lot, right? And then on top of that, I don't even get a thank you. I'm sweating. I'm sweating like I've got someone's purse. A new beginning for you, darling dear. Whatever you've been working towards. But then again, it's about regeneration. You're going to hear of a family member, something to do with a child, darling dears. A child, a secret around the birth of a child, or something was revealed about a newborn child. Darling dear, somebody's going to be taking this as their second chance. Wonder what that means. Whoever that is, hit me up in the comments, darling dears. But whatever you're about to birth, darling dear, you've been working on it for some times. This is what? The shadow work, the self-work. A new beginning for you, Ostera, darling dears. Ostera, I believe, is around spring, isn't it? We also have the what? The solar plexus, as well as the arm, as well as the sacral chakra. This is about your self-worth as well as your creativity. They didn't like it. But your ancestors are telling you to what? Lean into your self-worth and use your creativities to continue to bend the matrix. The energy of the solar plexus, darling dears, is about the control. The control of what? Your self-esteem. Understanding that you are the keeper of your what? Willpower, your esteem, and your energies. It's about the wanting to control your energies. Again, darling dear, they want you like this, in fetal status. Unable to think for yourself, unable to move. But they don't understand when your head is bowed, darling dear. It's bowed in prayer. Wait until you finish praying and say amen, darling dears. But remember, no prayer must include any form of harm to none. You pray for them, darling dear. As they curse you, pray for them. Wish them well. And keep it pushing. It doesn't mean you have to what? Re-engage. That's madness, darling dear. Madness. That's what Einstein said. Doing the same thing over and over and expecting a change, especially from those that are what? Living in a mud hut, darling dear. Who what? Banking on your downfall. Now I've got 2 instead of 1. Listen. Whatever they're feeling about you, darling dear, they're going to be unable to conceal this what? This adversity, this double standard of bad luckiness that they want to put on you, darling dear. Somebody's going to be unable to cloak their true intentions around you, darling dear. It's going to bleed through their pores, their words, their whole aura, darling dears. This is why you must pay attention to the energy. You are a light being. You've come too far, darling dears, and you still have a ways to go yet. We don't just look at people with our eyes, darling dears. We read them with our third eye. We pay attention. Pay attention, darling dears. Because many are going to be uncloaked around you. Friends that you thought were family. Family that you thought were family. Even progeny, darling dears. You're going to have to be what? Be prepared for the culling season. What will be cut off will be cut off, darling dears. And you must not seek to get it back. Passion. The fire energy is Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. The fire energy also again speaks into your inner strength. It also speaks to some kind of masculine energy, because fire is masculine energy. You've got a family member that's got sexual passion for you. Good God! Listen, there's some messages, listen, higher self. Note to higher self, some messages I don't want to talk about. Okay? Okay. Good God. Base of the deck and look and whole naked body. Somebody has an older relative. I'm feeling there's an age difference. Older came out as it wanted to. It's just flowing. Who is what? Sexually entranced by you. This is why they're so mean. This is why they're so bitter. Because they know it's wrong, darling dears. And pay attention to your progeny, whom you leave them around, darling dear. If your progeny is afraid to go around someone, don't force them. And don't force them to kiss family members or hug family members that they don't want to kiss or hug, black. Listen, let me just rein it in. And feng shui myself. Yeah. Because this is a cleansing season, darling dear. I told you culling season is here. You are cutting off certain people and that energy can't come back. Water energy is Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. Let's split the deck. Because what you are at initiation stage, darling dear. It's signed, sealed and delivered. The contract which you signed before you came here. The hard work you had to overcome, darling dears. You're about to get your certificate on Keitha, which will what? Sprinkle down onto this Malkuth in the works that you do, in the beings that are drawn to you, darling dears. Live in the 5D mind. As I was saying, toxic cycle they're going through. What's going on for you? You got no love to give the public, darling dear. You're not having it. You've got no love for that public. Cup of love, and you also understand what the fucking needs of it all, darling dears. You're not going with no fakeazoid. Fake love straight up to your face. This is somebody, you feel that there was a lot of emotional manipulation in the situation. A lot of one-upmanship, but in the land of the promise, one-upmanship. So there's a good shofty. What's this? The lovers. I told you they want to resurrect some kind of a partnership. What's this? We've got the page, the Prince of Knives, right? The page, right? And we've got the Seven of... Look! I can't make it up. The Seven of Knives, darling dears. This is a lying, cheating, back front, neck tapping betrayer. Right? They'd love to come for your jugular right now. Yes, yes, yes. Jealous and envy. This goes to Eight of Swords. Why? All they can do is think about you, big cat. Yeah. And they want it. They want your life's blood. They want to know what your je ne sais quoi is. They want to know why you're not coming back. Good God. When divine gives you a window, you dive through the window, darling dear. And then you what? Chuck 2 napalm behind you. You burn that bridge, that orifice, that hole, whatever you had to dig yourself from, big cat. Remember, they wanted you in the bargain bucket. You had to crawl out of that bucket on your elbows. And you didn't even have the pads, darling dears. You had to drag yourself up onto the high counter, right? And then go onto the even higher counter. Underneath what? Security, surveillance, and a spotlight, darling dears. Gemini energy, the lovers. You've been making the right choices, which has them caught up in their cranium. All they can do is talk about you. Yes! Look! Hey! What's this? Again, the Two of Scepters, toxic tricks, repeating the same dysfunctional paradigms as karma has found their address, darling dears. Big cat, you've learned to walk with the wise, Proverbs 13:20, understanding the merchants of slander, Jeremiah 9:40, realizing Isaiah 54:17, no weapon formed against you shall prosper, especially when you have the Most High at the head of your table. We don't seek revenge, we get great. Too busy being fabulous, gorgeous and lovely as you pee glitter, shit cupcakes and fart rainbows. What's the matter with them? So what's that? Okay. Oh, look at this. Ace of Cups to your reverse Ace of Cups, darling dears. There's no love in this situation. This is manipulation.com. You're also going to be hearing about a pregnancy, darling dears. Whether it's outside of their situation or their progeny having a pregnancy, but it's an unwanted child. The child is being chucked about to all corners. Ace of Cups on its face also speaks about what? Not being in tune with your higher self, with your spirit, darling dear. You heard the bell. Everything is a sign in the readings, darling dears. It also speaks about what? The lack of success in the situation, not having the opportunities that are being afforded to you. Why? Because they're still too busy with the 8 envy and jealousy. 8 envy and jealousy, darling dears. What's this? The 6 of Knives on its face, darling dears. We had the 7, now we've got the 6. It's going down Bobby Brown. Stuck in their mind. Some of them are unable to move away from a situation. This also speaks about what? The cancelling of travel plans or the communication that they'd like to send towards you, darling dear. It will be fake love, straight up to your face. Baby, some messages need to be left unread. So where's the big cat at this moment in time as we have this tete-a-tete? We've got the King of Pentacles in the reverse. Some of us are taking what? A gamble, darling dear, possibly on entrepreneurship. You're wanting to be the boss, but you're not realizing that you are the boss, darling dear. You've got to be it in order to what? Achieve it. Conceive, believe, and achieve. We've got the King of Pentacles in the reverse. It speaks about what? Money. Somebody's in a tight financial situation. Some of the big cats are. I've just told you how to manage your monies, darling dears. You can start an investment with as little as £20, 20 skrillers. But you start, darling dears. What about this mismanagement of the monies? Well, you've got something coming in quickly, Knight of Wands, darling dear. The Wands also speaks about spiritual enlightenment, a new idea. Some of you are going to be what? Called to do some kind of investment, darling dear. You make sure that you check out who you're doing investments going in with, darling dears, because you will receive what? A major loss. Pay attention. Pay attention. Be the keyboard gangster. Research everything. Don't just give out your money, darling dears. Yes, I did tell you to invest, darling dear, but don't just invest willy-nilly. Knowledge is power, and power is power, and power is knowledge. What else? Good golly and gosh. I had to listen, because you're the empress of everything, abundant, darling dear. This also speaks about your subconscious mind. You need to get into your subconscious mind, what? And free it of the trickery, darling dears. I told you, the planetary energies today, darling dears, with the Sun in Sagittarius squaring Neptune in Pisces, is going to give you a chance to what? Lollygaggle in your cranium. Baby, I told you the Moon is in Virgo. Ain't nobody got time for that. No, you've got to know your worth and add tax. This is what they see you doing, darling dears. But we know in the background, you're still working on many ideas, but it's also about the self-belief. You have to acquire that passion and that fire within yourself, darling dear. It's already come out. It has to come from the inside out to make it whole on this Malkuth, darling dears. You can't doubt yourself, not for a minute. This is why I always talk to you, darling dears, about being the observer of your thoughts, because your thoughts are not facts until you let it take hold and bring you into the DNS. The dark night of the soul had to look over my shoulder, darling dears. Remember, Yoda told us what? There is no try. It's do or do not, darling dear. We don't try things, darling dear. We do it. But you have to what? Don't be foolhardy, darling dears. And pay attention to the energy that you're what? Paying attention to. Because you're the empress. You come with the light, enlightened, having freed yourself from this toxic, dysfunctional paradigms that set you up as a victim of hate from the gate, darling dear. You are rogue and rebel. Fist bump. Yeah, outrageous. Bloody cheat. Right? So what do they think about the big cat? What do they think about you right about now? What do they... Oh, we've got the 5 of Skulls. The Five of Skulls is represented by the Five of Pentacles in the reverse. They see that they feel as though your finances are looking good. You're stable in your cranium. You're not barking at passing cars. You have a new home, car, job, career, whatever you're doing. They feel that you're doing swell. What's this? Daughter of Scepters. This is the Knight of Wands on its face, darling dear. They want to communicate with you, but look, they don't only tell you lies. They come to give you what? The blade, darling dear, to your back, front, and neck. Yes! Lies, subterfuge, and bull swanky, and they will come to you with what? The grey area. You won't get the black and white of the truth. There's no clarity coming through in this situation. This person is fickle, jealous, and stuck in a paradigm that they bought on themselves. They're watching you win. Whatever winning means to them, darling dear. No one knows about the what? The inner turmoil that you have in the background. Why? Because you move in silence. Only speak a weakness to the Most High, darling dear, as you take the knee. And then you what? Use your affirmations, High Priestess, subconscious mind, darling dear. I mean, I said High Priestess, meant to come out, moon energy, the knowing, the big Boaz and Jash in the beginning and ending of a situation and cycle, darling dear. But the Empress is feminine energy, subconscious mind. The affirmations that you speak to yourself, be careful what you put behind the words I am. They want to come through and lie. Put some what? Oil on your water, darling dears. So how do you feel about them? They, them, and I. How do you feel about communicating with these people or persons? My God, the ram! Stand your ground, Scotty! You are spiritually protected. You don't compete where you don't compare. You don't want no tongue wrestling and God forbid tussling. This is block game for the gods, darling dears. You're still having a block party. We're doing the Congo line, darling dear. You're standing your ground, right? You don't want to be around the what? The lackluster and their pages. Poor. You don't want to be around liars. Liars that are immature emotionally, right? Financially, physically, emotionally, and blocked. Blocked, darling dear. Good golly and gosh. If I didn't have my spectacles on already, I'd be reaching for them, darling dear, reaching for them. Lacking in innovation, darling dear. You understand that you're not even putting in too much, because the Page of Wands in the upright is deep thought, focused on something, darling dear, a new idea, ideal, something that you're going to actively, listen, it's dead in the water, right? You're blocking all communications, mentally, physically, emotionally, astral plane. You're blocking out everything because you have to leave that situation with two different shoes, blood. But you are in the best position. They're talking about you, gang stalking, trying to find where they can fit in. You've never been so strong, big cat. Whether you're male or female, you're the Empress. Bad bitch. Hey, hey! Love it. Don't hate it, darling dears. All the cards are turned around. What's going on? Some are turned around and some are upright. Well, if it comes out, well, it came out. 9 of Swords. They're making a clear plan, darling dear. They're trying to think clearly. This is someone getting over depression or some kind of illness. I'm seeing surgery here. It could have been the surgery of childbirth, darling dear. Maybe a C-section. Right? Look at all of this. Right? We've got the 6 of Skulls, the 7 of Knives, right? And the Lord of Scepters. Good golly and gosh. Anything they come, you hear about them, darling dear. You know it's going to be a lie. A lot of things are being put out. There's a lot of gossip going on in their community about what's going on in their house. They're talking about each other behind each other's backs, darling dears, right? And the biggest what? Town crier is trying to be what? Keeping their hands clean. Yes. Somebody that likes to go from mud hut to mud hut carrying the news. The town crier consciously knows what they're doing, darling dears. They can't bring you down, so they're what, trying to be the head honcho of the shit heap. Good golly and gosh. But they're deeply affected, darling dear. They are deeply affected because you didn't fold, you didn't break, you didn't bend. You stood your ground. And you stopped focusing your energy on them. They felt the loss of your energy, darling dears. Lord of Scepters on its face, that's the King of Wands. This is a narc, darling dear. Prakalau Prakalisha, son or daughter of Pennywise the Clown. They would love to come through, darling dear, but the Six of Skulls in the reverse is breadcrumbing. They'll only be telling you certain things to get you embroiled again, darling dear. But you will notice that you don't fit in that paradigm anymore. You've grown so much. That's the thing about sometimes when you're on your own, darling dear, you get to like it. It's hard at first, but your own company, hey, you're not trying to F you over. You're not telling lies on yourself, to yourself, and you're not what, trying to steal your Skrilla, right? Listen, the injustices of it all, darling dear. You remember what they did, but you have to understand, you've got to let it go. You have to forgive them and wish them well. You have to, because they've already got the judgment all up and over and in their she's naive, darling dears, as they get one more round, Julie, of what they wanted to put on you. Forgive them, darling dear, so that you can be forgiven, so that you can, what a sense, step up to the what? The next level, darling dears. Abundance on every level. What about the injustices that you're not letting go of, big cat? It's a fool's game, darling dear, Queen of Wands. It'll make you feel bitter, jealous, looking into the, listen, we ain't got time to look in the past, darling dear. It's just for reference material, recon, so that we can what, move away and identify said what Judases in different meat suits, darling dears. The Queen of Wands also speaks about spell work. Some of you feel that you've had spells cast on you. If you have, return it to sender, darling dears. Claim dominion over your being, over your home, over your chariot of righteousness, over your progeny, over your everything. And anything not sent from the Most High with love and light must be returned to the Most High with love and light. Don't do what I did when they tried to attack me in my sleep. I locked and bound it the first time. Listen, that shitting energy came back. Listen, I learned quick, smart, and in a hurry to send it to God. You have no dominion over me and mine. Are you mad? Been feeling, listen. They will betray you again, darling dear, and you have to leave what they did behind. They did what they did according to the contract they signed with you before any of us came to this Malkuf. You are big cat. You are prototype of your lineage. You have the blessing of your ancestral team. You gotta let it go. Master your emotions in the situation as far as they're concerned, because if you're allowing yourself to get what, fired up with passion over what they did or what they're trying to do, darling dear, they are your king. And whomsoever holds the key, the key to your psychological password will be a tampon string in your life. Hey, tell them at the back, big cat. Let go of what it was. You've already blocked them out, but you give them what? Free reign in your cranium. When I drop someone, darling dear, I drop them down to the memories. I don't even remember, who is this person? Mariah Carey lives in my mind. I get my Mariah Carey on. As must you, big cat. You're doing law number 9 of the 48 laws of power. You're winning through your actions. You're doing law number 8. You're making things come to you, but you have to remember you are a beacon. The energy you put out there is what you will get back. Even though they feel as though you're winning out here in these streets, darling dear, the 5 of Pentacles. Some of you have a lot of what? Doubt about your abilities. Don't close the door on that. You have to remember that divine will make room for your gifts, but you have to believe without a shadow of doubt. Be the observer of your thoughts. Right, I'm going to leave it right there, Big Cat. I am. I'm going to finish this off in the extended reading, the Patreon. So come and join me over there. And as I always say, don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Big Cat Wave. Until we meet again on these tarot streets. Cat. We will stand tall, Big Cat. Together, one mind. As we bend the matrix, let them cry into their fists.